Hey, what up, everybody? It's Rashawn here, and something that's been on my mind lately has been how you change your relationship with something. So, something occurs to you, or you have a perception about it, and you don't really think that you can change that thing. But today I want to talk about that because you actually have the power to change your relationship with whatever that thing is. So I'll give you a good example. I used to have a very negative relationship with money. I grew up without it, and the conversation about money was always more money, more problems. You don't have it, so don't worry about it. Bill collectors are trying to take my money. Do you see that? And so that was my relationship that I grew up with around money. It was always this negative thing. It was always out of this lack perspective, like I lacked it, or the people around me lacked it, or my family lacked it, my neighborhood lacked it. So it was always from this perspective of lack. And once I started to learn about abundance, I tested a theory out that I'm going to share with you, and I hope you put it into practice because it actually works. So, once you figure out what that relationship is that you want to change, and we're just going to take money for this video here, you have to analyze and think about what is my relationship with that thing. So what has my relationship been with money? And get a clear perspective of what that relationship is. And once you do that, you're able to see like, whoa, I've never had like a positive relationship with money. And then you start to think about, well, what's the opposite of that? So in this situation, I had to change that perception that I had. Money always flows my way. Money is energy, and it comes in and comes out. There's a lot of money around me. There's money everywhere I look. There's money even in places I don't even see. Do you see how that perspective starts to change and shape your relationship? If you think about things in abundance and you think about things all around you and you start to tell yourself that, then you open up your perspective to allow for those type of things to come in. And I even use this when I pay my bills now. I've been doing this for about 6-7 years, where before when a bill would come in, it was like, man, they're trying to take money away from me. I have to pay this bill collector money, and I don't have a lot of money, so they're taking money away from me. So how I change that relationship is I put my bills out on the table, and I thank them and think about what they're providing me as a service in order for me to get to where I want to be. So the light bill. Thank you for keeping the lights on. Thank you for shining the light on me. And I always do something funny where I have to laugh because it brings me joy. And now when I pay bills, it brings me joy, right? So if it's a cell phone, I say, yo, thank you for keeping me connected to the world. Or thank you for keeping my line open so I can get that call from Oprah. Shout out to Oprah. Hit me up, girl. Do you see what I'm saying? So I've changed my perspective. I've changed my relationship with money, where I see it differently. And now it occurs to me differently. And so that's what you have to practice. I want you to take one thing that you have not a positive relationship with that you would like to change, how it occurs to you, and that relationship with it. And I want you to write down all of the negative thoughts that you have about that thing. Write them down on a piece of paper, and you have to get really present to writing it down, because you have to read it and look at it and see like, whoa, these are my thoughts about this thing. This goes on in my head every day, day in and day out, for you to really change your perspective and change your relationship with it. And so once you do that and you get present to the negative, I want you to flip each one of those into a positive. If you have 5, flip them all to a positive. Some of you might have 10. I know some of you might have 20, 30. I have about 50, 60. Each one, the next line over, write a positive spin on each of those. And then I want you to practice that. I want you to look at each of the positive sides, and anytime one negative side comes up, I want you to think about that positive side. I want you to do this for 24 hours and see what happens. Alright? So, you can change your relationship and the way that things occur to you when you're really present and you allow yourself to not perceive that thing as negative. That goes for anything in this world. Literally anything in this world. But you have to practice. And you have to do this over and over and over. And sometimes you got to do it for years. I've been doing it for about 7 years with money. So, it takes work. But if you commit to it, you can make it happen. This is Rashawn Davis, reminding you that truth arises in search, and if you search for the truth, you will find it. And most times, it's closer than you think it is. Leave a comment below, and once you do this, I want you to drop a line and let me know how your relationship with that thing has changed. Alright? That's all I'm asking. And if you have anybody else that needs this information, share it with them as well. Catch you on the flip side. Holla at your boy. Peace.